Hello, my love. I am so excited that you've decided to spend some time with me today. Welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Welcome to the virtual lounge of the Single Women's Society. I am your host and dating coach, Kat Cantrell. And yes, that is my real name, Katherine Cantrell. Come on in and take a seat. Grab your drink of choice. Lend me your ears for just a moment. I am going to give you one tip today. When I was preparing for this episode, let's just be honest. We are on information overload. I can give you a top 5 or a top 3 today, but instead I decided I'm just going to give you one. The number one thing that you should look for in your next relationship. The number one thing that you should keep in mind as you are going on dates to find your potential partner. I'm having a lot of conversations with you in the DMs on Instagram and Facebook. Women are so fed up of wasting their time because we know our time is valuable because we are crazy busy. We have so much that is going on. The last thing that we need to do is waste our time on someone that doesn't deserve it. I hear this over and over and over again. So when I was preparing for today's episode, I thought, you know what? I'm going to share with you the one thing that I taught myself because after my many years of failed dating, failed relationships, online dating, meeting men, in places and going on dates, this was something that I taught myself that I was truly looking for in my next partner and hopefully final partner. And this changing this perspective on my own dating life led me to Brian. And I'm so grateful because we're still together 7 years later. And I want to teach you this top thing. Now, you may disagree with me, and that's totally fine. We can agree to disagree, and I'm completely fine with that. But I wanted to share it with you because I want to save you time. I want to save you energy. Part of my job here at Single Women's Society is to help you change your perspective on dating, is to help you change your relationship with dating, is to help you look forward to it, not dread it. Where this is like, oh, I must do this in order to do this. Instead, enjoying the process of enjoying connection, enjoying meeting other people without having that agenda. And once you implement this top thing into your life, you're going to find that you feel like you're not wasting any time. And I'll explain why. But guess what? Okay. I've been leading up to this for the previous weeks. And so I'm going to go ahead and tell you now because it's released to the world. If you already don't know, I have created a dating game show. Yes, I've created a dating game show that I am going to hold here in my community called Game for Love. I'm holding it here in my community in Cedar Rapids, Iowa on January 22nd, 2022. It's something that's never been done before. I spent a lot of time during the pandemic watching a lot of dating shows, reality dating shows. Poor Brian. I put him through so much. And I thought to myself, why am I not doing something like this for the women in my life? Why am I not creating something so unique and different for a way for women to meet other people and potentially, hopefully, find that one person to maybe start a relationship? So I am putting together Game for Love. And I'm looking for contestants. I'm not looking just for women. I'm also looking for men for all the obvious reasons. So I won't go into all of the detail because it's all on my website. You have to go to my website. It is called The Heart Agency. Heart as in your heart. So The Heart, HEART, agency.com. So if you're interested in being a contestant, you do not have to live here. You can come from wherever you're at. Your responsibility is that you are responsible for your own travel and accommodations, but you can be a contestant. So it doesn't matter where you live as long as you can get here. So make sure and go to theheartagency.com and apply, because I would love to help you find someone live on stage in front of an audience. And tickets don't go on sale for about a couple weeks. So I will tell you about that later. But just go to theheartagency.com and it has all of your, it'll answer all your questions there. Okay. So that was my big announcement. Okay. So when I I went through my divorce and I started dating, we all have these ideas in our head of who we're supposed to date. And usually and one of the things that I teach my clients is that when we have an idea of who we're supposed to date or the type that we're supposed to date, it's usually not stemming from how we feel or who we want. It's usually the other stories that other people have told us that we're supposed to be looking for. You're supposed to date this kind of person that's supposed to look this way, that's supposed to act this way, that's supposed to have these certain things, versus really truly who we want to have a partnership with. And one of the things that women complain about is that they feel that when they are in relationships, that they're not being seen and they're not being heard and they're not being understood. And I think it's because and I did this when I got married, we settle on what we think that who we think that we're supposed to be with. Or sometimes, if you were like me, you settle on the person that nobody wants you to be with. Where everyone's like, are you sure? And you're destined to prove them wrong, where you're like, I see the best in this person. I know that I can change them. I know nobody knows them the way that I know them. Yeah, that doesn't work either. So when it comes to, so after I went through my divorce, I was trying to figure out my type, because that's what people ask you. Oh, you're single. Well, what's your type? And I think that every woman has an idea of what her type is, but majority of the time, this type isn't her type. It's who she thinks that she's supposed to be with based off of what other people have usually told her, or it's due to her seeking out something in someone that she is lacking within herself. Do I need to say that again? She's usually seeking out something in someone else that she is lacking herself. So this is when women settle. This is when women are in relationships that they truly shouldn't be in. And so when we take a step back and we say to ourselves, okay, when I ask a woman, what is she seeking and what does she really want? It comes down to what are their values? What are their characteristics? Who are they as an individual person? And it can be really hard to figure these things out, especially initially, because sometimes you're meeting these people from online dating. Sometimes you're being set up with someone through somebody else. And it can be really difficult, especially as a woman. I remember when I was dating, one of the things that I used to tell myself all the time is that, oh, I just don't want to waste my time. Like I always wanted to get to the end where I'm like, skip. Is this person going to waste my time? Can you relate? This is how I used to be. No. I want the end. I wanted to find out all of the things very, very, very quickly, so that I can get to the end of the line and be like, okay, is this a yes or is this a no? And it didn't work. It doesn't work. When you go into getting to know someone, wanting to hurry and figure things out quickly, have an agenda just to get to the end result to figure out whether or not this person is a yes and no, it doesn't work. So when I decided to completely stop dating altogether and to really get my life together, and it was not that my life wasn't together. I was lacking. There were things in my life that weren't there that I was trying to find in other people. And it wasn't until I took a step back and said, okay, what is, let me focus on myself. Let me figure out what is it that I'm missing in my life. Can I help myself and fill those needs for myself? And then once I felt stable enough, loving my life enough, and I talked about that, then I knew that I was ready to find someone. And I decided when I when I put my profile out there, I had one rule, and here is the one thing that I want to teach you. When you are seeking out a potential partner, you need to ask yourself this one thing. Is this somebody that I want to hang out with? Is this someone's life look fun, look interesting? Is there something about this person that I want to know more about? So maybe it's like a three-parter, not really one thing, but it pretty much is all the same thing. I'm just saying it in different ways. When you meet your girlfriend, right? When you have your best friend, we all women, best friends, best friends. When you met this person, there was something about them that was unique and different and exciting, and you wanted to know more about them. And so you spent more time together. And as you spent more time together, your friendship started to bloom. And then you become, the more time you spend together and the more you get to know each other, then that emotional investment is there. Even with friendship, we have an emotional investment and you become best friends. Why are you not looking at your potential partners, your future relationships in the same way? Why are you looking for characteristics that don't matter? Why are you not seeking out someone in your life that has an interesting life that you're like, this person is really interesting. I want to get to know more about this person. Because when I changed this as far as what I was looking for, because what was working in the past wasn't working. And I realized my patterns, and I realized I was just working with a client the other day where I told her, what are the commonalities of all of your exes? Like, what are the things that are so similar with all of them, so that to notice the red flags moving forward, because it can be difficult to notice. And I noticed that I was not seeking out someone that I really wanted to spend time with, meaning didn't have an agenda with, didn't have this outcome behind it. It was someone that there was something about them that I wanted to spend more time with them. And when I saw Brian's profile, it intrigued me because he's an artist and a writer. He was so unique and different that the things that we normally look for didn't matter to me. To me, I was like, this is a human being that looks amazing and super cool. And I want to get to know this person better versus, oh, I wonder if I need, let me go through the profile and make sure that they check off all the boxes. And then let me meet him in person. And then I want to make sure and put my agenda on this to see if this is someone that I could be in a relationship forever. No, this was truly going, this human looks so much fun and looks so amazing. And I want to get to know them. Not, I want to get to know them so I can be in a relationship with them. It's, I want to get to know them as a person. And when you have this mindset, the switch in your head, without having an agenda, with just going in and being like, I'm going to connect with a person that I've never known before, that has this incredible online dating profile. And no matter what the outcome, no matter what happens at the end of this date, I met a pretty badass person, no matter what. Now, when I finally decided to put my profile back out there again, he reached out to me, and I think I'd been on there for about a week. But he was the only person I dated. He's the only person I talked to on there. And he was the only person that I decided to go on a date with. Even though I was being contacted by others, I truly changed my outlook and how I looked at what I was really wanting in my life, and what a partnership and a relationship and a loving relationship, that I didn't want to waste any of my time on anybody that I didn't want to connect with, except for him. And when we let go of the agenda and we go into a date knowing that we're just there to meet an incredible human being and not, so what do you view? How do you view kids? And how do you do this? And you go through your checklist and blah, 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 blah. That's not that's not a human connection conversation. That's let me get out my spreadsheet conversation. My wish for you is when you go on your next date, it's that you're going on a date just to have a connection with someone because of their profile looks so incredible. Because maybe this is someone that's not your type or that is outside of the box for you. When we are just seeking someone out because we think that they're pretty amazing, they end up being pretty amazing. And that date that I went in without having an agenda ended up turning into a 3.5 hour date, which led to 2, which led to 3, which led to here we are now. And I'm passing on this advice to you because this is what I tell my clients. I just had a peer of mine who I was kind of helping her navigate and what dating app she should use. And she reached out to me just yesterday and she was like, I found someone and he is nothing like my type and he is amazing. And I'm so happy. Yes. And you want to know why? It's because she let go of her agenda. She let go of having this idea of who he's supposed to look like or be like, and et cetera, and truly sought out someone based off of who they were as a person to hopefully connect with an incredible human being. This is truly the secret. Really, this one thing. So, just bumped my microphone. That's it. That's it. That's all I'm going to share with you today. Even though I think I probably talked quite a bit, but I think I challenge you. I truly challenge you on this. Let go of all of this, whatever it is that you think in your head that they're supposed to look like or be like. Just seek out someone based off of who they are as a human being. Is this someone you want to hang out with? Is this someone that's intriguing to you? Do they have a life where you're like, they have a really interesting life? I think I may want to know more about that. Maybe we could do something together. Not, this person, they have the education, they have this, they have this, they have this. And then you go in with that agenda, you're not going to make a connection. You're not. And if you go in there and maybe there might be a slight connection, it might be forced because in your head, you're like, well, this person's perfect. This person, checks off all the boxes, but maybe they don't live the exciting life that you want to be a part of. Maybe at the end of the day, they won't bring you coffee in bed. Even though they may check off all the boxes in your head, it's not your human. It's not your person. Because you're not seeking someone for the connection. You're seeking someone for the agenda. So there we go. There's my 2 cents. All right, my love. That is all I have for you today. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you so much. If you're watching on YouTube, hello. I love it. I love it that you're here. Please make sure to like, subscribe, follow, and click the bell. So every time I upload a new episode, you are the first to know. And if you are listening on Apple or Spotify, thank you. And if you haven't subscribed, will you subscribe? And if you haven't rated, will you rate? Rate me, babe. Just on Apple, it's just those little 5 stars. You just click the 5 star and you're just like, Kat's awesome. And I'll give you a shout out. I will because it means so much to me that you're here and that you're listening and that you're considering this information valuable. So thank you so much for those that have already done that. And if you are on Instagram or Facebook, come and follow me at Kat Cantrell. I'm doing those reels. It's so funny because I'll upload the funniest reel. I think it's hysterical. And it's Instagram's like, no, it's not. It's not that funny. You just never know. But I'm enjoying and I'm having a great time over there. And over on Instagram, you get all the knowings of this game show. So please make sure and follow me over there. All right, my love. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for being here. And remember, true love is waiting for you. And I will see you next time. Bye.